Hi, my name is Brendan Reagan. I work for Exum Mountain Guides, and what I have here is basically your Grand Teton gear list, essential items that you're gonna need to climb the Grand Teton with us. I've taken the essential items list that you have, and I've gone and grabbed the equipment out of my kit that best matches that list. Now, as we go through all these products, you really just gotta keep in mind there are similar or equivalent to products out there. These are not the particular products that are required. These items are essential within these categories that we're going to touch into. So if I pick a particular product and I talk about the brand name, that's only to help give you a little bit of reference as you go out there and shop and search for something similar or equivalent to. A really important piece of gear is a waterproof rain jacket, and by waterproof, that means a waterproof breathable material like Gore-Tex or something similar. So what I have here as an example is the Alpha SL by Arc'teryx. It's a super lightweight pull-over anorak. Doesn't weigh very much, but it's fully waterproof. In order to judge how waterproof a jacket is, you would need advanced technology, but you can also turn a jacket inside out and see here if the seams are taped from the inside. But you must have a waterproof rain jacket to go to the schools and climb the Grand Teton. While we're on waterproof materials there, you'll also want a pair of waterproof pants. You want them to be pretty lightweight so they fit well into your pack and they're not too bulky. Having a little bit of a zip so you can get them on and off over your approach shoes is really important or helpful, but not mandatory. But what is mandatory is this essential item needs to be waterproof. A few other small things that get forgotten are sunscreen and lip balm. We actually have a pretty good supply of Sol, SunGuard, and All Good products in our store if you forget. One of my biggest recommendations when it comes to sunscreen is to buy a small container that you can share with your group, or if that's enough for you, or even take a really big container, bigger than this, and then put some in a smaller container. You will need sunscreen, but you don't want to be carrying around too much weight in sunscreen, so that's something just to put a little bit of thought into on what size bottle you get. As far as footwear for the Grand Teton and for the schools, it's really important that you have approach shoes with what is sticky rubber. These are the La Sportiva TX Guide. This is the approach shoe that I use on the Grand Teton. There are many shoes in this category. This will just help give you a nice starting point as you search. It's the La Sportiva TX Guide. We also rent La Sportiva approach shoes that we know are sticky enough for the Grand Teton and for the schools. As you're searching for approach shoes, make sure that the rubber on the bottom is sticky. That's going to be really hard to judge online. Therefore, maybe shop when you get out here or go look at them in person, or like we mentioned, you can rent them when you get here. Next thing is, of course, just like a nice lightweight pair of socks that you can have. They don't have to be too tall for those days in school or when you're hiking up the Grand Teton. That way you can get a little bit more air, not get so hot. A couple other items that are essential for the Grand Teton are some sort of headlamp. These are both rechargeable headlamps by Petzl. I've pretty much only been using the rechargeable models, whether it's Black Diamond or Petzl. One charge will get you through a whole Grand Teton unless it gets turned on, but most headlamps have a lock mechanism. Now, just like all headlamps, whether Petzl or Black Diamond, there are similar or equivalent to headlamps that will serve the purpose for climbing the Grand Teton. This is just the two that I normally carry. I carry this really lightweight one on midsummer on really lightweight missions, and on a much longer trip I might carry this bigger one with a bigger battery life, but either one will suffice. Another piece of gear to look at, this is the Arc'teryx Gamma LT pant. This is a soft shell pant, so it's breathable, but yet it's wind resistant and water resistant. It's something that I can wear in the schools, or as I hike up the Grand if I like long pants. I can roll them up a little bit to get the airflow through it. But you will need like a soft shell type pant for the Grand Teton because you will be wearing these over your long underwear up there. So find something that's not too light, but that has a little bit of heft to it. If you look up the Arc'teryx Gamma LT, I think you'll find some stuff in that category that are similar or equivalent to this that'll work just fine. Under that, it's nice to look at something like a really lightweight, depending on actually how your temperature runs. In the summer, I prefer a lightweight long underwear right here. This one is more in the lightweight category, nice and long, not too heavy, but you will need to have a base layer. It cannot be cotton, needs to be wool, or needs to be synthetic. As we go through all the products, the only time cotton is permitted is in the days that we hike up to the Grand Teton where it's hot and you can wear something comfortable. And that's because normally you're carrying a lightweight long underwear or base layer top. This is what I actually wear even down in the valley. This is a sun hoodie. Has a really nice big hood that fits over my hat, fits over my helmet, keeps all of the UV light off, and I feel like it keeps me cooler than just wearing a short sleeve. You'll see this a good bit from most of the mountain guides here, is we like to wear sun hoodies quite a bit. Another layer that I would possibly put on top of that sun hoodie, depending on the temperatures. This is the Squamish hoodie. It's really lightweight. It has no insulation in it. It really just helps keep the wind off of me. I find this is a really good layer to wear when I'm being active early in the morning or in the evening, and I would wear this Squamish right over my base layer hoodie. There are a lot of what we call wind skins or wind jackets out there. This is just the one that I picked out of my pack. Next that I would wear on top of that is a soft shell jacket that is warm, it's breathable, I can move in it, but if I stop for a little bit, I don't cool down too much. This is the Teton FL. It's really lightweight, has a really nice soft inside that breathes really well, and this is what I would take as a soft shell jacket up the Grand Teton. But once again, for a lot of products like that, there are similar or equivalent to products and materials than that, but that's the Teton FL. As I move over here to the other table, something that I always love having up in the high alpine in the Grand Teton is some sort of light or medium weight puffy jacket. You don't want anything too heavy because it's not going to fit in your pack really well. It has a hood on it. It's fully insulated in the chest and in the arms. This is a Nuclei FL, and as you can see, no lining, but it is synthetic. It is a nice puffy coat. Down or synthetic is fine. Just whatever is like light to medium weight that you can find in this similar or equivalent to category. Another item that people like and that I might wear while hiking up the Grand Teton is a pair of shorts, or I might wear shorts in the schools on a warm day. But just one thing I want to point out is if you're looking at shorts for a climbing harness, you do want a short that has some length. If you have really short shorts, the climbing harness is going to ride up a little bit and be uncomfortable. So as you're looking for a non-cotton technical short, try and find something that has a little bit of length. You'll be more comfortable. One thing you're going to want for the schools for rappelling practice is either an all cotton or a leather glove. There's a lot of really nice leather belay gloves out there. This one's by Outdoor Research. But if you do some searching or some shopping, you'll find a lot of gloves in this category. And I would recommend having a nice leather glove for learning how to rappel in the schools. And it's a really nice backup to your like mid-weight ski type non-cotton glove for the Grand Teton on the colder days. So then when I'm on the Grand, I have like a medium weight glove, and then I have my lightweight rappelling gloves up there. So I have two gloves. Another thing that's really important for the Grand Teton is that winter hat. You will need either like a helmet liner that's wool or a little bit thicker hat like this one. And you want to make sure, or I prefer to not have a big pom-pom on here or have the hat be too big, because it's really likely that you're going to be putting your helmet on top of your hat in the morning when you leave the hut. And if your hat isn't nice and clean and tight, then it can make the helmet feel awkward and not fit as well for safety reasons. So it's nice to have something that's not too big and bulky, but that is non-cotton and does offer some warmth. As far as a little bit more on the feet, every time I go up the Grand Teton, I take two pairs of kind of reasonably long to tall wool socks. It's possible you hit a thunderstorm in the afternoon and get your one pair you were wearing wet, and it's always nice to have a dry pair of socks to put on right before bed. So anything that's not cotton, wool, synthetic, anything, and a little bit tall, you know, to help keep the rocks out on the Grand and keep your feet a little warmer. Really important for me is dark sunglasses, okay, that have a lot of coverage. This one is one I've been wearing for a while. It's the Smith, it's the Guide's Choice. But as I put it on, you can see that I have really good coverage around here, so I can keep all the sun and at least some of the dust out of my eyes. And that's really important to me. So find something that fits your face and that works for you. But this one, the Guide's Choice, has been something I've been wearing for a while. On top of that, you're definitely going to want something, whether it's a hat or a visor, something to help keep the sun out of your eyes. We have hats and visors here at the shop, but here's a nice light one. It's a little fun art. And then we have a little bit different hat there. But you're gonna want a hat, you're gonna want a visor, you're gonna want dark glasses. Those are essential items that are on the list. As we talk about water and how much water that we're gonna need, we recommend at minimum every day you go out, you carry 2 liters of water, maybe with the exception of Grand Teton Summit Day, which is something you'll talk with your guide about. But I like to carry one big, nice, hard bottle with a screw top lid that I trust. And then I like to carry one softer bottle that I'll drink first in the day, and then I can take this and I can roll the whole thing up and close it up. So I do like to mix the two as far as volume for packing reasons go, between a hard bottle and a soft one that I can roll up. Water purification, the essential item list says you need to bring water purification tablets. I use in this range a SteriPen, which is a rechargeable method that has ultraviolet light that will help sterilize what's in the water. This doesn't change the taste. It works in 90 seconds. This is my preference. If you search SteriPens or you look for water purification tablets, you'll find a lot of things that are similar or equivalent to in this category. One thing that isn't on this essential items list, but I still carry, is I do carry a Netgator buff type product when I'm up on the Grand Teton. One, it can work as a light hat. Two, I can keep it up around my face. So this is something that I still take up in the Alpine. It's not so much on the essential items list, but I think I would put it on there. And these are from our friend here in town at Avalon 7. He does Rob Kingwell, he does a really good job with Netgators and buff type devices, but like I said, you probably have something like this. There are a lot of similar or equivalent to things out there than these two products. Then we're just gonna touch really quick on how you're gonna carry all this stuff around to the schools and to the Grand Teton. You can get away with a much smaller pack in your schools, something around 30 liters or smaller. This is the Alpha FL30 from Arc'teryx. Pretty clean, I can just dump everything in there. You may need to bump up to a little bit bigger pack for the Grand Teton. We do rent small day packs that people can use for over at Hidden Falls if you only wanted to purchase one pack or find one pack big enough to go there. This Alpha FL40 would be a little big for the schools, but like the perfect size for the Grand Teton. So there's a little bit in there of like variety on what size pack you want to bring. So essential items are a pack you can go over to Hidden Falls with, 30 liters or smaller, and an essential item is the 40-liter pack you need to go up the Grand Teton. Okay, so that is all the products that are on the essential items list. A few things that we didn't talk about is food for the Grand Teton. That is something that you will cover with your guide as you walk over to Hidden Falls and back, and you can pick their brain on what they like to do and then what you like, and they can help you put that together. But just know we only have boiled water available to us up at the lower saddle. Once again, all of this stuff is what I would put in my pack to go up the Grand Teton, so these are my choices. There are plenty of similar or equivalent to products out there like these, but this should help give you a really nice launching point on a way to start searching for some of the things you need. We really look forward to having you on top of the Grand Teton with us. My name is Brendan Reagan, so thank you very much.